This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information and to find out how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Harvester by Stratton-Porter. Read by Cindy Steib. Chapter 13. When the Dream Came True. Part 1. At first the road lay between fertile farms dotted with shocked wheat, covered with undulant seas of ripening oats and forests of growing corn. The larks were trailing melody above the shorn and growing fields, the quail were ingathering beside the fences, and from the forests on graceful wings slipped the nighthawks and sailed and soared, dropping so low that the half moons formed by white spots on their spread wings showed plainly. "Why is this country so different from the other side of the city?" asked the Girl. "It is older," replied the Harvester, "and it lies higher. This was settled and well cultivated when that was a swamp, but as a farming proposition the money is in the lowland, like your uncle's. The crops raised there are enormous compared with the yield of these fields." "I see," said she, "but this is much better to look at, and the air is different. It lacks a soggy, depressing quality." "I don't allow any air to surpass that of Medicine Woods," said the Harvester, "by a special arrangement with the powers that be." Then they dipped into a little depression and arose to cross the railroad, and then followed a longer valley that was ragged and unkempt compared with the road between cultivated fields. The Harvester was busy trying to plan what to do first, and how to do it most effectively, and working his brain to think if he had everything the Girl would require for her comfort, so he drove silently through the deepening shadows. She shuddered and awoke him suddenly. He glanced at her from the corner of his eye. Her thoughts had gone on a journey also, and the way had been rough, for her face wore a strained appearance. The hands lying bare in her lap were tightly gripped, so that the nails and knuckles appeared blue. The Harvester hastily cast around, seeking for the cause of the transformation. A few minutes ago she had seemed at ease and comfortable. Now she was close upon panic. Nothing had been said that would disturb her. With brain alert he searched for the reason. Then it began to come to him. The unaccustomed silence and depression of the country might have been the beginning. Coming from the city and crowds of people to the gloomy valley, with a man almost a stranger, going she knew not where, to conditions she knew not what, with the experiences of the day vivid before her. The black valley road was not prepossessing, with its border of green pools through which grew swamp bushes and straggling vines. The Harvester looked carefully at the road and ceased to marvel at the Girl, but he disliked to let her know he understood, so he gave one last glance at those gripped hands and casually held out the lines. "Will you take these just a second?" he asked. "Don't let them touch your dress. We must not lose any of our load, because it's mostly things that will make you more comfortable." He arose and turning, pretended to see that everything was all right. Then he resumed his seat and drove on. "I am a little ashamed of this stretch through here," he said apologetically. "I could have managed to have it cleared and in better shape long ago, but in a way it yields a snug profit, and so far I've preferred the money. The land is not mine, but I could grub out this growth entirely, instead of taking only what I need." "Is there stuff here you use?" the Girl aroused herself to ask, and the Harvester saw the look of relief that crossed her face at the sound of his voice. "Well, I should say yes," he laughed. "Those bushes numerous everywhere, with the hanging yellow green balls, those in bark and root go into fever medicines. They are not so much used now, but sometimes I have a call, and when I do, I pass my beds on our land, and come down here and get what is needed. That bush," he indicated with the whip, "blooms exquisitely in the spring. It is a relative of flowering dogwood, and the one of its many names I like best is silky cornel. Isn't that pretty?" "Yes," she said, "it is beautiful." "I've planted some for you in a hedge along the driveway. so next spring you can gather all you want. I think you'll like the odour. The bark brings more than true dogwood. If I get a call from some house that uses it, I save mine and come down here. Around the edge are hop trees, and I realize something from them, and also the false and true bittersweet that run riot here. Both of them have pretty leaves, while the berries of the true hang all winter and the colour is gorgeous. I've set your hedge closely with them. When it has grown a few months, it's going to furnish flowers in the spring, a million different wonderful leaves and berries in the summer, many fruits the birds love in the fall, and bright berries, queer seed pods, and nuts all winter." "You planted it for me?" "Yes. I think it will be beautiful in a season or two. It isn't so bad now. I hope it will call myriads of birds to keep you company. When you cross this stretch of road hereafter, don't see fetid water and straggling bushes and vines. Just say to yourself, 'This helps to fill orders.'" "I am perfectly tolerant of it now," she said. "You make everything different. I will come with you and help collect the roots and barks you want. Which bush did you say relieved the poor souls scorching with fever?" The Harvester drew on the lines. Betsy swerved to the edge of the road, and he leaned and broke a branch. "This one," he answered. "Button bush, because those balls resemble round buttons. Aren't they peculiar? See how waxy and gracefully cut and set the leaves are. Go on, Betsy, get us home before night. We appear our best early in the morning when the sun tops Medicine Woods and begins to light us up, and in the evening, just when she drops behind Onabasha back there and strikes us with a few level rays. Will you take the lines until I open this gate?" She laid the twig in her lap on the white gloves and took the lines. As the gate swung wide, Betsy walked through and stopped at the usual place. "Now, my girl," said the Harvester, "cross yourself, lean back, and take your ease. This side that gate you are at home. From here on belongs to us." "To you, you mean," said the Girl. "To us, I mean," declared the Harvester. "Don't you know that the worldly goods bestowal clause in a marriage ceremony is a partial reality? It doesn't give you all my worldly goods, but it gives you 1/3. Which will you take? The hill, lake, marsh, or a part of all of them?" "Oh, is there water?" "Did I forget to mention that I was formerly sole owner and proprietor of the Lake of Lost Loons? Also a brook of singing water and many cold springs. The lake covers about 1/3 of our land, and my neighbours would allow me ditch outlet to the river, but they say I'm too lazy to take it." "Lazy? Do they mean drain your lake into the river?" "They do," said the Harvester, "and make the bed into a cornfield." "But you wouldn't." She turned to him with confidence. "I haven't so far, but of course when you see it, if you would prefer it in a let's play a game. Turn your head in this direction," he indicated with the whip. "Close your eyes and open them when I say ready." "All right." "Now," said the Harvester. "Oh!" cried the Girl. "Stop! Please stop!" They were at the foot of a small levee that ran to the bridge crossing Singing Water. On the left lay the valley through which the stream swept from its hurried rush down the hill, a marshy thicket of vines, shrubs, and bushes, the banks impassable with water growth. Everywhere flamed foxfire and cardinal flower. Thousands of wild tiger lilies lifted gorgeous orange-red trumpets, beside pearl white turtle head and moon daisies, while all the creek bank was a coral line with the first opening bloom of big pink mallows. Rank jewel flower poured gold from dainty cornucopias, and lavender beard tongue offered honey to a million bumbling bees. Water smartweed spread a glowing pink background, and twining amber dodder topped the marsh in lacy mist with its delicate white bloom. Straight before them a white sanded road climbed to the bridge and up a gentle hill between the young hedge of small trees and bushes, where again flowers and bright colours rioted and led to the cabin yet invisible. On the right, the hill, crowned with gigantic forest trees, sloped to the lake. Midway the building stood, and from it, among scattering trees all the way to the water's edge,